Welcome back, Middle Age Grind. And today I want to talk about something, and I consider renaming the channel the Middle Class Grind in the title, as you can see it. And I want to talk about two financial setbacks that we've had come to light within the past, well, this week actually, and how we're dealing with them and what they are. First off, and I watched some videos and people are putting stuff out there about their expenses, and they said, oh, our property tax bill's coming out, whatever, and they went up. And I said, you know what, let me go check on mine. And I live in St. Tammany Parish. I live in Covington, Louisiana, a beautiful town. It's on the north of New Orleans, north of Lake Pontchartrain. Bedroom community, we got good public schools, nice place to live. Okay, I love where we live, and I'll go check it out yesterday. Property taxes up 22%. That is an increase for me of $826 a year. So, what are you gonna do if you're not 65 years old or you're not disabled? Can't do anything about it. I called the assessor's office to make sure it's right. Of course, they're mandated by law. Blah, blah, blah. It's right. Guy was a nice guy, whatever, but make sure it's not an error. So the parish will be flush with some more cash come December, I guess, when these things are paid. Secondly, and, sharing a bit of personal information, my wife has a condition which is controlled under medication. And we've had this issue come up about 5 years ago. It was rectified. And lo and behold, this year, medication costs reared its ugly head. There was some funding, the grants that ended. Bottom line, how it's working out, we're going to have to make our out-of-pocket max to make her medications work. Okay? And what does that mean? So my health insurance premiums for our family end up being about $9,000 a year, just the premiums regardless. $5,000 deductible, then another $5,000 out of pocket max. Last year, figured it up, we paid about $12,500 total and all of that. This year, excuse me, it's going to be $19,000. All right. So if you take that, that's $6,500 extra plus 826. It's $7,326 annual, or an extra $611 a month we got to come up with. That's a tough pill to swallow. There's no two ways about it. Okay. And I want to share some things and what we're doing to overcome that. And that's what I'll do here. I'm just speaking from the heart. I have two wonderful parents. My dad passed away. It's going to be 5 years coming up here shortly, September 6th. My mom is doing great. Love her to death. Great person, great role model. They both are. They got up every day and they went to work for years. Okay? Both of them. And that set the tone for my sister and I. So I'm going to say that's first off. They didn't complain. They just went to work. My dad worked at an oil refinery. My mom worked for the post office for decades. And, they had a good retirement. My dad enjoyed a short retirement before he passed. My mom's enjoying her retirement as she should. Okay, that's first off, guys. Secondly, that set the tone for me. I'm a State Farm agent. I can work harder, and I have. And I'll say this here. I will do whatever it takes to provide for my family. Okay? I am not afraid to go cut grass, to go do manual labor. I've never Ubered. If I had to, I would. Okay? I will work. God gave me this body. I'm 42 years old. I'm in great health. I'm going to do what I have to do. Now, I'll say this. It's not easy. All right? Another thing, I have a good set of friends, very close circle that we talk about these kind of things. And it helps me, and I think I help them. We get through things in life, all right? And like I said, this could be the middle class grind. These are some of the type of things that come up, and it's not really talked about a lot because we're in the middle, guys. I'm not going to tell you how much money I make. I'll share this with you. I can contribute to a Roth IRA, all right? I'm not in poverty, but I'm not rich, okay? So where do we fall in things? And sometimes, I'm not going to get political. This is not going to be a political channel. But choices we make affect us. And when this, the Affordable Care Act became law back in 2010, and somebody famously said this is a big effing deal and get caught on a hot mic, yeah, it is. And it was, and it is. And for some people, I understand that you don't make a lot of money and you don't pay a lot. Good for you. I do. A vast majority percentage of our income goes to healthcare. And like I say, I will do whatever it takes to pay for my family. I'm not looking for help from anybody. But some of these choices we make, it affects us. And who ends up, at the end of the day, has most of the workload on themselves? The burden is the middle class in this country, which is still the majority of this country. So just keep that in mind. People say, oh, what these politicians do, it doesn't really affect you. It's all the same. BS. Living proof of that. Okay? Now, that's going to be the most negative part of this video. I love going on YouTube. I follow different guys and gals channels, and they come up with ideas. Buzz's Retirement Garage is a great community of mostly retired people, but there's some people like myself who are younger going through these things, and I learned so much from them on things on how to save money, and we do that. But I think it's smart and it's beneficial to have a good community, have a good circle of friends like that board of directors, and I do. I really do. And my wife and I, we're simpatico in all our major decisions and financially that we make, and she understands, and I understand what it takes, and this is grinding, guys. This is figuring it out. I'm not going to go and whine and gripe about, oh, poor me, I gotta pay this. This is just an explanation of some of the real stuff that happens and how it affects real people. Okay? And look, I'm fortunate to live in a nice area. They reassessed on the 2020, hadn't been done. Of course, property values went up, property taxes go up. Okay, this health insurance thing with her medication, I called, we'll figure it out. We'll try to see if we can switch it or something, but in the meantime, we're gonna make it work and make it happen. But I just want the ones of you who watch this channel and know, I want you to know that we all go through stuff, and I think having a community, having a strong circle of friends, close family, to bounce ideas, and sometimes just be a shoulder for somebody, or having someone to talk to about this, because this is something, this is going to get a little emotional for me. I went through this about 6 years ago. Same thing with the health insurance, had the out-of-pocket max, and I internalized it, and I didn't talk about it. And that was the worst thing I can do. I didn't want to bring this up to my wife. I handle the finances and stuff, and sometimes being open about stuff like this to people can make it better, and it has for me. And like I say, people who know me well, where I live, I'm the hardest working SOB. You'll find, okay? And I appreciate all of my customers, everyone who gives me work. We're going to get through this. And I'm just at a place now where I'm much better off than I was, say, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, dealing with this. You know, I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. If anything, I look at it, I try to find a silver lining in things. These decisions, like this Affordable Care Act, where prior to this, you know, I might have had a $3,500 out-of-pocket max and not a $10,000 plus double the premium. If anything, it's made me a stronger person and a stronger man having to figure this out. And if that helps some people who can't afford to pay, well, you know what? I guess I'm doing my good deed, you know, and helping those people pay for things that they can't. But we're going to keep working. We're going to keep grinding. And we're going to figure this out. And we're going to have a happy, successful life. And on this Friday morning, and I will say this too, it's my wife and I's 16th wedding anniversary today. We're going to have a nice steak dinner tonight at Keith Young's. Looking forward to that. I love my wife to death, and I would do anything for my family. With that said, I'll see you next time on the Middle Age Grind.